Hello and welcome back to A Parent's Guide to Soccer. Today we're going to talk a little bit about rec versus select, and we're just going to specifically talk about the club that I work for, which is the Lake Travis Youth Association and Lake Travis Elite Select Soccer Program. So a little bit about myself. I am the soccer president here at LTYA. I've been here for a little over 2 years as soccer president, and I've been in the program now for 4 or 5 years with my kids. My two boys both play within the LTYA program, and I'm personally an avid soccer player. I've played my entire life, both through school and even now as an older adult. So today, really, we're going to talk about kind of the differences between rec soccer and select soccer. But specifically, we're going to be talking about U11 soccer. So this is the age where kids have to make that decision of, do I want to go either from rec or maybe they were in an academy program up to select. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. There are lots of other things that we're not going to actually cover in this video to keep the time down, but I'd encourage you to watch the videos that are also on my channel talking about financial responsibility, the different leagues that they play in, because I'm going to mention that here in the video, and just kind of club questions in general. So if you do go the select route, I've got a video that kind of covers questions that you should consider or keep in the back of your mind when you're going out to a select program and making the decision of where you want to have your player play. So what should you get out of this video? Well, hopefully you should understand your different options. You'll have a little bit of a better idea of what you can ask for DOCs or coaches, or be informed in general about rec, and just trying to find the best fit for you as a family and for your player. So when we talk about recreational soccer, specifically for, again, U11, it's really, I tend to see it more geared for multi-sport players. And what I mean by that is players that aren't just going to be committed 100% to soccer, but maybe they play baseball and flag football or track or tennis, or they've got lots of other sports. And as a family, maybe you can't make that year-long commitment. For myself, I've got two boys. It can be very difficult between my wife and I to drive and manage the two kiddos that I've got in all the different sports. So it might be difficult to make those sorts of commitments, plus school and everything else that's going on. So I tend to see it as great for those that want to play multiple sports, that aren't necessarily able to make that commitment and really do want to just kind of have fun. Maybe they're great soccer players, but they really want to focus on fun. They're not really looking for, the highest level of competition. And we want them to have fun and love the game, right? And so our program here at LTYA is a little different when you hit that U11 age group. So up until U11, so U4 through U10, we play within our own league. So you're playing other teams that are in the LTYA program. But when you hit U11, because those teams are also going up to 9v9, so your team roster size can go up to 16 as opposed to 12, the teams get bigger, the fields get bigger, and you get less and less teams. So for that reason, you are going to be traveling at U11 in the rec program. So you're going to play against other clubs in the Austin area that also have a rec program. So we play in the CASA D3 League. And so you're going to play other teams like Dripping Springs or River City. Maybe you'll play some Lone Star teams or Westlake. It kind of varies who you're going to play and what other teams are available in any given season. Coaching-wise, again, we're a volunteer organization, and when it comes to rec, our coaches are typically volunteer coaches. Sometimes parents on a team feel that it would be good to supplement a volunteer coach with maybe a more professional coach. So sometimes teams actually go out and hire a coach, but by and large, they're volunteer coaches. And then lastly, again, this is really all geared towards single season commitment. So in the fall, which is when we roll up to U11 in this case, from those players that were U10 now in the spring, they're going to play from August till about late October, early November. And then in the spring, they play generally March through May. So how does that compare to select? Well, on the select side, again, this is growing off of that, coming out of academy, which caps out at U10, or rec in intra-league play at U10. And it's focused on those players that are U11 all the way up to U18. And this is where a majority of our teams within the LTYA program are. They're in Lake Travis Elite. You get the highest level of competition. Select is really geared towards being more and more competitive, and even within a competitive program, you're going to have, a couple of teams typically in every age group. So within the LT Elite program, we have red, which is kind of our top team, white, black, and then sometimes if we have a fourth team, we have a gray team. And so those different levels of teams are going to face different levels of competition, and they're going to play in different areas. So some of the uh, lower teams, so maybe a black or a gray team, and again, it depends year to year, are going to play maybe in the Super League of Austin, which is typically teams that are just in the local Austin area. It's a league that's run by the Lone Star program. Again, if you want to learn more about that, definitely watch the video that I have that covers leagues and the different levels. But maybe the red team is in WDDOA and they're playing a higher level of teams, but those teams aren't necessarily all going to be in Austin. There might be some teams in San Antonio or San Marcos or somewhere that's a little bit further away. But again, higher level competition means those teams are not going to be all right next to each other. Professional coaching is all paid for. So the biggest portion of your registration fee really is covering that professional level of coaching. So within our elite program, we have all USSF certified coaches that have been coaching for years. These are fantastic folks that are really geared to focusing on each of the children, bringing out their highest level that they can attain in terms of technical skills season on season, year over year, and making sure, obviously, we clearly have a great grasp on the fundamentals so that we can build upon that. And then lastly, it is a full year commitment. And you see that in the registration fees being higher is because we want those players to be committed to the same team between the fall and the spring seasons. And again, we do tryouts at the end of spring that then lead for the team formations that are going to begin again in the fall. So closing thoughts, ask lots of questions. When you're going through tryouts, when you're having conversations with the club, or whether it's with me or other parents, ask a lot of questions. There's nothing wrong with asking lots of questions, whether it's for rec or for select, because the last thing you want to do is have any surprises. And that really is going to set your player up for success and your family. Lots of players that don't ask questions, they wind up changing teams, they wind up changing leagues or clubs because they didn't ask those questions up front. So it's a lot easier on you in the long term if you ask those questions up front, and no one's going to look down upon you for asking questions. So it's a great thing to do to make sure it's a right fit for your player and for you as a family as well. So I want to say again, thank you for attending this short video series. Again, please go ahead and check out the other videos if you're interested in the finances, leagues, questions for the DOC and club, and other videos that we have. If you find this really useful, please feel free to leave me a comment or a like, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to be up to date on other soccer videos that I may put out. Thanks and have a great day.